So hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Derek, and in this video I'll be talking about some of the must-learn skills that anyone should know, whether you are a student or a working adult. If you want to be more efficient in your daily work, then these definitely are the highly recommended skills to learn to become more productive and also help you save time along the way. If you are new here, the reason why I'm making such videos is so that you can learn from the mistakes that I've made, and it is also so that you don't have to go through the same thing that I did and learn things the hard way. I definitely hope that it helps you, and before we proceed, do drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. First up on the list, it is learning Python, or basically simple and basic coding skills. Well, I know, you might be thinking like, I'm not gonna study comp science, I'm not gonna need to know how to code in my whole life, why do I even need to learn this? But in this rapidly advancing world today, especially in the space of technology has been advancing at such a rapid pace. Nowadays, there's AI, there's blockchain, there's also digital transformation. Basically, my point is, by not knowing anything about coding or shying away from it, it makes things very disadvantageous for you in the long run. It would be really good, and I would recommend that you should at least know what it is on the surface level, what it does, what are its capabilities, and also some of its real-world applications. So what exactly is Python? It is one of the more popular and basic programming languages, which is highly recommended for beginners to start with. You can use it for website development, task automation, data analysis, as well as data visualization. So how can you get started with it? Technically, as long as you have a laptop, you have a working internet connection, you're on your way. There are tons and tons of free resources out there waiting for you, although it might be better for you to have some form of guidance, especially when you're starting out. So that being said, there's plenty of free resources out there, and you can start learning anytime and anywhere. So next up on the list, we have time management. And in terms of time management skills, the first thing that you need to do is to really understand yourself. You need to know yourself. Reason being, if you're someone who tends to procrastinate more, the approach that you will take towards time management will be very different from someone who is a lot more on the ball. Previously, I've did a couple of videos on time management and some of the tips that I have with regards to it. I'll link it up somewhere and add it down in the description below, so do check it out if you haven't already. So in this regard, why time management is such an important skill is because all of us, we only have 24 hours in a day. So if you're able to get a task done by spending lesser amount of time, why not? Getting a task done more efficiently and saving time along the way would help you in the long run, would help you to free up more time so that you can spend that time that you have saved previously on the things that actually matters. Effective time management helps you to increase your focus and improve on your productivity. Greater focus allows you to capture greater opportunities. It also allows you to spend more time on the projects, goals, and people that matter. Do keep that in mind and implement different time management skills that is catered towards your own needs. The third point that I have would be on note-taking. How note-taking is important would be that in the form of studying, with effective note-taking skills, it helps you to be a lot more efficient when you're studying and going through the process. With effective note-taking, it helps to absorb and retain the knowledge that you have learned and gained from studying. So some of the note-taking tips that I can offer upfront would be, firstly, write in phrases instead of full sentences. Only write down the keywords that you need to know what the point is all about. Second, take notes in your own words. Write in a language that you would understand. Some textbooks are written in a complicated manner where no one actually understands what they're talking about. So as you're reading and studying, make sure to translate whatever that you have read and studied into something that you can understand easily and internalize it. The third point that I have would be to use colors. Using colors to highlight certain words and also to place emphasis on certain things. Use colors to code different sections and different categories. For example, I would use reds for the points that are highly important. I would use a green highlighter for keywords, and also I'll use a yellow highlighter for the things that I need to memorize. In a way, whenever I revise through my notes, I know exactly what I'm looking at. Fourth, it will be to write with acronyms and in short forms. For example, if I were to write about time management, I'll write something like this. It is a perfect short form that I can understand without having to spend the time to write out the full word. And if I'm writing for example, I'll write it something like this. For anything that ends with ION, for example like correction, I'll write it like this. Last but not least, you can draw out mind maps and use linkages words to link the words together. And the thing about mind maps is to be very concise whenever you're trying to draw one. Getting back to our main content. So the last skill that I have for you would be to practice future thinking. So with regards to future thinking, is about planning ahead and thinking ahead of time. Setting your plans in anticipation of future changes. So just based on my own experience and watching how others navigate their own path, most of them plan at least 3 to 4 years ahead. For example, if you're looking to enter into university with the intention of graduating with a full-time job as a software engineer, then likely you should be planning to land different internships along the way during your holidays in the field of software engineering, in startups as well as big tech firms. On the side, you can also consider joining hackathons and further improving your skill sets by developing your own portfolio. So the thing about future thinking is that you will definitely need time for this, and it is not something that you can get to within a day or two. And with this kind of planning, you would usually need 1 to 2 years time for you to be equipped with the necessary skill sets such that you can produce results subsequently. So it's definitely not a get rich quick scheme. So dedicate your heart to it, and I'm sure you'll do it well. So that's all that I have for today. If you felt that the things mentioned in the video has helped you one way or another, do drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.